Hello and welcome to the Paws Perspective podcast. I'm Molly.
And I'm Pat, and we're from Flying Paws Dog Training. We're so excited you're here.
This is where we share training tips, behaviour insights and fun ways to build a stronger bond with your dog.
Grab a coffee, flip on the lead, and let's dive in.
Welcome to the Paws Perspective. I'm Pat.
And I'm Molly.
And what are we talking about today, Molly?
So this was one that was requested a little while ago,
Mm-hmm.
and we've just been trying to work out exactly the logistics of how we want to tackle it, haven't we?
We have.
But it is essentially on getting a second dog.
Yep, if
And
you've already got one.
Well, you need one to get a second.
It's late in the day.
That late, it's only 4 o'clock. And whether you're getting it for the right reasons or not. So how do you want to start this?
Well,
We probably should start by saying we both I currently live with 2 dogs.
I've only got one, but I have had 2 or I have had 3 for a while.
I had 3 for a month.
But now, I'm down to 1.
So we both have made the decision to bring other dogs into the house.
We have.
So let's, Zan's saying the last one in this house was me, if you can hear it. So where do you want to start?
I think probably a big thing that we hear is you get a dog and then obviously you have to go to work and the dog gets left at home and we think it might be lonely, so we get another dog to keep it company so it's not lonely.
Yeah.
That may be okay sometimes, but maybe not okay either.
Yeah.
Because I think what you've got to think about is what breed of dog have you got? What breed of dog are you getting for your second dog? Sometimes your first dog's fine, you've got no problems with it, it's going great, but then bringing that second dog in can change things, can't it?
It can, yeah.
And not always for the good.
No, and
Sometimes for good, but not always.
I think it's just a highlighter, Zen. I think one thing we need to think about when we're adding dogs into the household is your first dog didn't ask for the second dog.
That's right.
Most of the time. Sometimes there are occasions where, actually the dog needs another dog. And there are various reasons why that might be the case, but they're often not very common. I think I'll say this and you'll go, I don't remember this, but in our family dog mediation course, Kim Brophy, who obviously we've mentioned, I think before, is the lady that created the course. And the way I like the way she describes it, because I think people can visualise it and understand it, is dogs sort of live in a big brother house.
Yep.
They don't get a say on where they live,
No.
who they're living with, what personalities they live with, what species they live with.
Yep.
So it's this, to them, this random mix of people, possibly other dogs, possibly other species of animal. And like you said, thinking about whether they're compatible or not.
Yeah, that's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And sometimes they are, sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one. Probably the other one along the same lines is the dog's got a behavioural issue and we're going to get another one to fix it.
Yeah.
And what people don't realise is the second dog might be fine, but then it's going to take on what the first dog's doing.
Potentially,
yeah. So then you're going to have 2 problems that you've got to fix, not one. So, it's thinking about why you want that dog, what breed that you're going to get, and also what's your lifestyle look like?
Yeah.
If you've got 3 kids and a mini moke, you mightn't be able to fit 2 golden retrievers in it. Or
Mini what?
Mini moke. Have you never heard of a mini moke?
I've never heard of it. I'm going to guess it's a small car.
Yeah.
Is it like a mini minor?
Yeah, mini minor, say then, or a little Suzuki Swift. you know, you're not going to get 2 shepherds in it and 3 kids.
Yeah.
So, and mum
Yeah.
and dad, you know, and you might want to take the dogs everywhere. So there's lots of things to think about, but I guess you can go, okay, well, I've got a big backyard. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I think I would like a second dog.
Yeah.
And then it might be appropriate. You might think about what breed you want for your second dog, whether it's the same breed or a different breed. And then you might go ahead and get it and everything's fine.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's taking into consideration all those things to start with, not just doing it, and especially not just doing it because you see a cute picture of a pup on Facebook or somewhere else. Because old pups are cute.
They are.
So you have to think about, you know, your circumstances. But the other big thing that I did, especially because when I got Zan, I had 2 older dogs, and I knew at some point in his life he was going to be an only dog, or they weren't going to be around.
We should point out too, when you say older dogs, Riley was 13 and Tanner was about 11, something in that sort of vicinity. So when we're talking older dogs, they were older dogs.
Older dogs. So I made sure that he had independence. So
I think you made sure he's got too much independence.
Yeah, sometimes he has. But I just didn't, I didn't plonk them all out in the backyard together and they all sorted it out. He was in a playpen.
Let's be honest though, Riley would have sorted everybody out.
Well, Riley was the boss, so she would have sorted everyone out. But Sam was in a playpen till he was about 9 months old.
He was a wild child.
Yeah,
No.
just so that I could manage all the dogs so that they all had a good experience, so that eventually, which did happen, I could all let them out in the backyard together and there was no problems. But also, as Zam was growing up, if I was home, well, he used to come to work with me then, so he was away from the other 2 through the day. So he was by himself. But also when I was at home, sometimes they'd be outside and he'd be inside by himself.
Yeah.
Or the other way around, he'd be outside because we had a playpen outside as well. We made. He'd be outside by himself and they'd be inside, just so that he knew what it was like to be by himself. He could cope by himself, so that as the others passed, he didn't have any separation anxiety or any stress. And also with yourself. That's the other thing. Make sure that that you're not with them 24/7, because if you need to go away, they're going to be stressed as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to think about when you get a second dog.
There is, and I think for me, when I got Fox, well, if I take a step back when we got Murph, like my dad wasn't 100% keen on having 2 dogs because it was a lot more work, and I think again I can see that now in hindsight. But when he got Fox, so I've probably never really told the story of how Fox came about anywhere, which is why I was a bit touchy when he said Facebook. So it was after puppy class one night and you were locking the shed. I can remember it so, I don't know if you can, I can remember it so vividly. And I must have been like just standing there waiting for you to lock up. It was like April, so it was dark, and I was just flicking through Facebook and I like said to you, oh, look at this cute pup. And I don't think you thought much of it when I showed you. Can you remember?
Yeah.
Did you think much of it when I showed you up at the shed?
Oh, no, it was just another cute pup, border collie pup.
And then he was cute in that picture though, wasn't he? And then you would say he would be nicer if he was black and white. We came down here to have a coffee and I showed Craig and Craig said, oh, is he for sale? And I had a look and I said, oh, yeah, he is. And Craig, as like I do to Craig when he shows me something like that, he's going, get it, go on, get him. And I was like, oh, nah. And then something must have got the better of me, didn't it? Because I sent his breeder a message. And she was like, it was like 9 o'clock at night. And she's like, oh, no, ring me, I'm still up with the dogs. And we chatted, and then I had to send the picture through to my mum and dad, who were away at the time. And my mum was like, oh, yeah, do whatever you want. And my dad's like, no, I don't want 3 dogs. I was like, okay. And then, like, that night I sort of was like, couldn't stop thinking about it. And I rang them again the next morning. I'm getting on a plane. And my dad's biggest worry was, so I said we had 3 dogs for a month. Dudley, I got Fox on the 3rd of May. And our fox terrier died on the 3rd of June. So they were only together for a month. He had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer about 8 months before Fox came along. And his biggest worry was that in that, which when Dudley went downhill, he went downhill quite quickly. So we didn't really know, like, I would have thought we would have had 3 dogs for a little bit longer. His worry was how Dudley's last period of his life was going to be with a puppy around.
Yeah.
I think, which is totally valid, and that was one of my biggest concerns. I spoke to the breeder again and said I'd take him. I think one of the things that made me feel more comfortable was how low drive she said he was for a border collie.
Yep.
And that he was seeming to be a lot like his dad, which he seems to have turned into his dad in a lot of ways. You're looking at him with slate there, he's a real live wire, isn't he? But we had to do the same thing. I would have had a playpen and everything anyway, but it got a lot more managed because, like, Dovey was fine. He wasn't, he was still up and moving, and there was no real, like, you wouldn't really have known apart from that he was a scrawny little stick of a thing that he was unwell. He still played with Fox and everything like that, but it was a concern that I had a 6-kilo puppy with a 4-kilo sick dog.
Yeah.
But they managed it really well. The other big concern for me was Murphy.
Yeah.
Because of his history with dogs. But going back to what you said earlier, this is one of the reasons why I got a border collie, because I knew he played well with Zen. He played well with a border collie
style.
So that was one of the reasons why I led to that. And this is where you need to start thinking about not just what you want in a breed, but what your dog's going to like. Is your dog going to like the same dog? Is it going to like a different dog? Is it going to like a girl dog? Is it going to like a boy dog?
And playing styles and things like that.
Playing styles, all of these sorts of things. So there's a lot to actually consider. But I suppose in one way, Fox was quite on a whim, wasn't it? It was sort of like
a little bit.
The next day it was like, okay, I'm getting a puppy in about 2 weeks. But I think the other thing that we haven't touched on is making sure you've got enough time for both dogs.
Yeah.
I sort of, even though it appeared quick, I think when I got Fox, and it's probably you weren't as quick with Zen, you'd sort of planned a little bit more, I suppose, to a degree. Murph had sort of, and Riley and Tanner were definitely there, was heading into I don't really want to do trick training anymore. I don't really want to do these things. And it's like, well, okay, you're moving into your next phase of life. I want something that I've got to, muck around and have a bit of fun with, which depends on what that is. Like, what I do with Fox is quite different to what I did with Murph, but it's knowing you're going to have enough time to fulfill that dog, not expect your older dog to be a babysitter.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing that you need to think about. If you've got a really good temperamented dog or an older dog, that dog shouldn't be a babysitter, and it also shouldn't have to tell the pup off. It shouldn't have to discipline the pup. And some people say
to a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog's allowed to say no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to make that clear.
Yeah, but you need to also
back it up.
Yeah, you need to step in and if the pup's annoying your older dog,
interference.
Yeah, you need to step in and
back it up.
No, we just need to take a break here.
Yep.
And move your pup away. Give your older dog a bit of space, and a bit of.
And that's where playpens are so good, isn't it? Because
because you can.
Yeah, and thinking back to when, like, Murph thought Fox was this weird little alien thing for about 3 weeks, and I'm pretty sure like he was like, when's it disappearing? But when Fox was in the pen, and like Fox was nowhere near as energetic as like Zen when he was a pup, was he? He
No.
was fairly like, yeah. But Murph would come up to the pen, and Fox would come up and go, hello, Murph would go, well, not too much.
Yeah.
And he could move away because there was a barrier.
And Fox wasn't going to follow him and chase him.
Yeah, because there's a barrier. Yeah, so I think that's where things like baby gates, playpens, house leads, all of these sort of things, crates to a degree, I suppose, are invaluable.
Oh yeah, because you can have the pup there. The older dogs can get used to it, or the older dog can get used to it. And look, for some, if you get it at the right time, your older dog's just going to go in and say, yep, I love this. This is fantastic, and just play to their heart's content.
That'd be Fox in the future.
But and that's great, and that's what we all want. But sometimes we need to take it slowly, so that does end up happening.
Yeah, and think about things like, is your pup going to jump on a sore spot?
Yeah,
you know, and if your old dog does say, if the interactions are happening, you need to be able to supervise them for a period of time. So if the older dog does say, well, no, this is too much, you can either step in, or if the dog does tell the pup, hey, no, that's enough, you can back it up and say, listen here, kid, it said no.
Yeah.
Let's
move away.
Let's go outside. Let's go in your playpen. Let's, whatever. But essentially run interference, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yep. So, and even if the older dog loves the younger dog, again, pups need a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
So, again, you don't want them just out in the backyard playing for 8 hours at a time. You want to be able to have a little play and then have a rest.
And we also need to think of puppy joints.
Yeah, exactly. So,
because they're
fragile
and growing, and if you, as we've said in previous things before, if you ruin growth plates, you can end up with a world of problems.
Yeah, so there's that to think about as well. So,
even if there's not a big age gap, like you said, you need to teach them both independence still.
You do, yep, because at some point, unfortunately, probably one's going to go before the other one, and the one that is left needs to be able to cope by itself. And sometimes, it's easy to take both of them for a walk together because you go for one walk. But what about if you go for 2 walks, and the one you're taking, it gets to spend that whole time with you, hasn't got to share you with anyone?
Why didn't you take Growl and Tanner for a walk?
Because
together?
I had took them by themselves, so they got to spend all that time with me.
Or were they bits of nightmares?
Well, that could be another reason. It's just easier. And if anything happens, and you've only got one dog to handle.
And this comes back to, do your dogs have different needs? Like if Murph and Fox were able, Murph doesn't really, go for a lot of walks anymore, but if they were able to go for a walk together, they have totally different needs of what they want for a walk. Murph has always just wanted to sort of putt along, cruise around. Fox wants to be nose on the ground, know what's happening, sniff all the sniffs that, like, I would have one 2 miles in front and one 2 miles behind.
Yeah.
So that's not enjoyable for anyone because someone's going to have to compromise too much. So,
there's a lot of different aspects to think of when you're thinking about getting a second dog.
Yeah, and I think another thing just on all of this too is whether it's the same breed or different breeds, are you going to have enough time to meet the needs
of both
dogs? If they are different, if they both need different things. If you are a dog sport person, have you got enough time to put into the younger dog? Is the old dog at a point where it's like, yeah, okay, you're in this sport, fairly self-sufficient, and I can start the pup off and we can just muck around and have fun? Or are you still going and I'm going to try and bring the pup up through the ranks so it's ready when it hits whatever age for the sport? So there's all these sorts of things that it's not just as simple as let's get a pup and bring it home.
Yeah, there's lots of things that people should think of before they get a second dog or even a third dog. But not everyone does.
No,
No. So, that's an interesting one.
It is an interesting topic, and I think multi-dog households is a big topic, and I think, you know, we could go into a lot with that. You know, what happens if they don't get along? What happens if they've got, you know, even though we've got 2 border collies, funnily enough, this might surprise some people, but Zen actually is too much for Fox sometimes.
Yeah, he is. Especially when he gets, especially now he's feeling better and he gets the cranks.
But even when Fox was little, Fox was the one that would pull out and go, yeah, no,
Oh,
this is
that's a bit
getting
too much.
which is the opposite of what you think. So,
Yeah, so
so are you, you know, are you going to be able to read both dogs and see this one's coping, this one's not, vice versa? If there is issues, how are you going to resolve it? Have you got setups that, you know, we had someone, was that last week in puppy class say they brought the pup home and they'd never had 2 dogs before.
Yeah.
And I think they talked to you more than they talked to me, but they've actually got an outside yard.
Yeah.
And have it set up so, did they share a fence?
Yeah, I think so.
They share a fence,
but they've got 2 yards.
They've got 2 yards, so the pup's got its own space, the older dog has its own space, but they can still interact.
Yeah, get used to each other.
Well, no one's there, or people at work and school and things. Everybody's safe.
But also a good point we're saying about the young pup being excited, but sometimes, you know, they might be a little bit unsure, new place, that sort of stuff. So you need to build confidence in that pup, and if you've got a older dog like Zan that's a bit full on, sometimes sometimes you need to give the pup the space.
Yeah.
So it needs to.
I think too, it was just making me think, I think I told you this. So when Murphy came home, obviously life was a little bit different, and I was working not as a dog trainer, and Murphy and Dudley went into the outside yard together. They had a kennel. Have I told you this?
I don't know.
And we came home one day and Dudley was out.
Oh, yeah.
He was sitting, have I told you this?
Yeah.
Sitting on our deck, and we were like, oh, okay. So Murphy chewed a hole in the side of the kennel, which is just a puppy thing to do, like no one blamed him. But the kennel was next to a shed, so there was maybe, what do you reckon that is, about 10 centimetre gap?
Yep.
Between, and the kennel had a, what's it called, an eave?
Yeah.
Off it, so it didn't sit flush against the side of the shed. So there was this 10 centimetre gap. So Murphy chewed a hole in that wall. Like, he was really not that smart. He should have chewed a hole in the other wall, but he chewed a hole in that wall, and he couldn't fit out because he was too big. But Dudley can fit out. So it's things like this too, that if the puppy chews something, is the old dog still going to be safe and contained? Or we're very lucky that he just loved our deck and went, oh, I get to sit in the sun, this is great. But, you know, or if it chews, you know, has it access to chew things that could be damaging to the other dog. So all of these sorts of things. But I think one of the biggest things is, do you have enough time?
Yeah, definitely. Yep, and the room.
And, well, actually, I think we should finish on, you actually got Tanner because you thought Riley wanted a friend, didn't you?
Well,
in a roundabout way.
Yeah. She played. She had the in-laws, little Japanese Spitz down, Oscar, and they just loved each other. And Riley would run around, and Oscar would just chase her. And I thought, oh, that's fun.
That's
for
nice.
her. Yeah. And we were at work, and we had a great big backyard, and we lived on a bit of a farm.
And Riley had always, like, she came as the only dog in the house.
Yeah, she was the only.
She didn't have anyone else.
Yeah, no, she was the only one, and she loved him. They ran around and played. So we got her brother, who was
full brother.
Full brother, just bit younger, different litters.
But same mum and dad.
Yeah, same mum and dad. Very different. He was a lot quieter. She was a lot more outgoing. And they pretty much never played.
Did they ever play? Or did Riley scare the crap out of Tanner at a young age, and he went, oh, you're too much for me, old girl?
Yeah, probably. No, they never ran around like that. They'd just run off down the paddock and
they'd run
together, but not playing, not like Oscar and Riley, and not like Zan and Riley, and so you can get them and think that they'll play, but they ran around together, but never really played like you'd think. you expect dogs to do. They didn't really ever do that. No. But
I like that story though, because I think it shows that, you had a thought, you had an expectation of, like, you obviously didn't just go, well, we're getting Tanner for Riley. Like, you and Craig did want another
dog, yeah.
And your lifestyle at the time and where you lived and all that favoured
Yeah.
having 2 dogs.
yeah.
But it just shows that getting a dog for the other dog,
It doesn't.
it doesn't always play out how
No.
you think it's going to play
No,
out.
it doesn't. No. So, it's all interesting, isn't
Yeah.
it? So,
Yeah.
I guess the takeaway is just think about it before you rush in and get another dog. It's hard to sometimes when you.
And actually, something we haven't even touched on is like thinking about, not that everything's about money, but can you afford 2 lots of food? Can you afford 2 lots of vet bills, 2 lots of pet
Vaccination.
insurance, if that's vaccinations, collars, leads, hunt, like all these sorts of things. Like it is double the cost.
Yeah. So, it's just another thing to think about.
Yeah.
So, pretty lot of things that doesn't make any sense at
That's
all. But
wonderful
yeah,
English.
there is a lot of things
You
that
do good English.
that you should think about before you get another dog.
Yeah.
Before you get that second dog. But yeah, a lot of us don't. But we
No.
should do.
No, just do what I did, Sammy, jump into a pup and then panic about it for the next 2 weeks. Didn't jump. Well, do you think I jumped into him?
Yeah, you did, definitely.
I'd wanted a pup for a while though.
Yeah, you had, but yeah, then you jumped.
You were the one saying go and call her.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that you would though.
Did you think I would?
No, not really. Thought you'd just keep flicking on Facebook. But anyway, we've ended up with Foxy. Here in the office, under the chair asleep. Or under the desk asleep.
The world's best demo dog.
Yep.
Legend in his own lunchbox he is.
He is. All right, well, that's our chat today on thinking about getting a second dog and
Integrating a second dog.
Yeah, why you should think about it.
Yeah. Don't get a dog just for your dog. It's not a good enough reason.
No, definitely not. No, think more about it than that.
Yeah. If you have liked the podcast, leave us a 5-star review. To answer a question we had this week, no, you can't leave a 5-star review on every episode.
Unfortunately,
but you can leave a 5-star review on us and follow along so you get updates of every episode when they launch. This will be this won't be our first proper episode into January. I think we've had
2026.
Yeah, we'll have had one.
Yep.
So this will be our second one, I think, for 2026. Which is pretty exciting. It's still December when we're recording this, so God knows what will have happened by the time this comes out.
Heck knows. Anything that you would like us to chat about, just send us a message and we'll chat.
Yep, we love the requests. Like I said, this one has been in the works for a little while. It's just been working out how we're going to talk about it, because it is a
interesting subject.
Everything's interesting to you.
Yeah, there's lots
Your
of
goal for
interesting
2026 is to find a new adjective.
Right.
Do you know what an adjective is?
I wasn't very good at English.
Never looking at me like you don't.
Yeah,
Anyway,
another word. I'll think about
a
it.
describing word.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that's my chore.
Sure. We'll see everyone in the next one.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.